Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Let's start with this story from the home scene, and that is the Super Eagles camp, where the Super Eagles camp will open early enough for their last game against Tome and Principe. That is the last game for the African Nations Cup qualifier against this team. We'll top the table as it stands right now. All we need to do against Tome and Principe is to actually get a win, and then or probably a draw. That will be enough for us to go through to the Nations Cup come Côte d'Ivoire 2024. And the NFF has said they are going to open camp early for the Super Eagles team, and Jose Pizarro, the Super Eagles coach, is putting everything together to see how they can get a better result. And it's actually a good one, a welcome development that the camp will open early enough, because if you say there are minnows in football, there are no longer minnows when it comes to football, because these days you can get the shocker of your life when you are not prepared for a team. We see that happening in the world of football, like what happened in Qatar during the World Cup 2022. Argentina were stunned by Saudi Arabia in their first game of the World Cup, and that's to tell you that football has gone past that stage where you say, okay, the big boys will always have an easy ride over the smaller boys. And if you look at the Super Eagles of late, we've not really been getting it right when it comes when we've not been getting it right, and a lot is going on with the Super Eagles team. We want to see the Super Eagles of 1994, 1996, and then the early 2000s, where if you want to play the Super Eagles, you have to get ready. You have to put all your arsenals together to be able to stand the firepower of Super Eagles. But I believe we are getting it right. We are getting there bit by bit. We want to get back to where we used to be. And now the camp for the last Nations Cup qualifier will open early enough for us to see this team come together. And it's also a time for Jose Pizarro to actually give some of the fringe players an opportunity to showcase their talent, to showcase what they can do when the regulars are not there, where the starters are not there. So I think it's an avenue to actually give some players the chance. Okay, let's go straight to Plateau State, where Abba Michael is standing by to do justice to the topics on Sports Update this lovely evening. Abba Michael, Super Eagles camp to open early enough, according to the NFF.
They need to open early enough. We understood that we have been able to qualify for the All-African Games, but then we still have a game to go with the Sao Tome, precisely on the 10th of September. A lot of things are going on in the Super Eagles camp right now. The good thing is that Jose Pizarro's contract of $70,000 per month has expired. There's a lot of reshuffling going on with the Super Eagles camp, especially at the NFF level, and of course there's a lot of overhauling as well. So I believe that they should let Jose Pizarro leave, and probably a Guavon or Finidi George should just take the helm of affairs of the Super Eagles camp. Yes, they say the earlier the better, and I'm glad that they've decided to open camp early.
Yeah, the earlier the better. If you look at what the Super Eagles have been playing lately, their results, do you think Super Eagles stand a chance of winning the 4th Nations Cup title in Côte d'Ivoire?
Well, on current form, they don't look like they are ready for it. If it would begin to defeat a team like is this Sierra Leone or Sao Tome in the last outing, I don't think the Super Eagles are looking really prepared, especially that midfield department. I mean, we have Osimhen, but there is really lack of creativity in the middle of the pack. I think we need a mercurial midfielder, so that our strikers can have more scoring opportunities.
Okay, we actually need a creative midfielder to somebody like J.J. Okocha, the ex-Super Eagles captain and player, to actually do things from the middle and give the likes of Victor Osimhen, Taiwo Awoniyi, Samuel Chukwueze to keep him banging the goals. If you look at the current form, according to Abba Michael, we don't look like a team that can win the Nations Cup. But if fortunes actually changed for us, we can actually land the 4th title right there in Côte d'Ivoire. Okay, let's leave the Super Eagles and come back home and talk about the most important league in the land, as it's called, because that is where you get teams that play in the MPFL, that is the Nigerian Professional Football League. We're talking about the NNL. Now, the NNL organizer has demanded from all clubs playing in the NNL to actually have good match venues ahead of the new season that is yet to start. But now, the NNL organizers are demanding from clubs to have good stadium for matches to be played on. Michael, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Yes, definitely. I think it's a good call by the NNL organizers. We have passed the stage of using dilapidated pitches for our club games. Nigeria should not be going back to 30 years ago. I mean, this is a digital age. I think that demand is right on point, is right on call. Clubs need to do better, pick venues that the players will be comfortable, management will be comfortable. I mean, a media-friendly environment, that is what is needed. And I add my voice to the voice of the NNL organizers to please do the needful. We don't want to see anything shabby, because all this affects the rating of Nigerian football at the end of the day.
Yes, we don't want to see anything shabby. We have to get media-friendly pitches. We have to get pitches that are up to standard for the players. Because if you look at the English Championship, that is where clubs come to the EPL proper. If you look at the stadium, it can compete side by side. But with the stadium that the stadium that teams in the Premier League proper are actually using, and now the NLN has demanded good match venues from all of the clubs playing in the NLL, and which is actually a smart one and a very good call from the NLL to their clubs. And I believe they will adhere to that. Any stadium that does not, any club that does not have a better pitch, I think the NNL they should do the needful, get them a place proper, maybe get them an adopted home ground where they will be playing their matches. At the end of the day, they will have to go back and renovate or build their stadium. We actually want a lot of stadiums in Nigeria because it also helps when you are about to host a tournament. Now we are looking for the hosting right of the 2025 Nations Cup, though it's a joint bid that Nigeria is proposing. But at the end of the day, we need good pitches for this particular event, and NNL now has demanded good pitches from all of the clubs playing in the NNL. Now let's leave NNL and talk some transfer stories. If we talk about the men's transfer, we should also be able to talk about the women's transfer. Now let's talk about one defender that was so fantastic during the Women's World Cup, and she even won a Player of the Match award in one of the games in the group stages. And this time around, after her exploit with the Super Falcons in the World Cup, she has got a team in Mexico, that is the Sinachi Ohale has been signed, has joined Pachuca FC of Mexico, and which is a very good one. She's going to join the likes of Uchenna Kano in that team. Now, Abba Michael, we cannot be talking about the guys' transfers alone. We should also talk about the women. Now, with her exploits in the World Cup, Pachuca FC of Mexico has snapped up Sinachi Ohale.
Yes, of course, we are very happy for our Super Falcons player. We can remember vividly her partnership with the Mehin at the just concluded FIFA Women's World Cup. I mean, she scored the winner. She defeated, I think, the world number 10 or so in Australia with that her winning goal. We can never, Nigerians, 200 million Nigerians can never forget Osinachi Ohale. And of course, she's been to, I think, 4 African Cup of Nations. 4 World Cup appearances. I think she's had the required experience, and she's really doing us proud. We're happy that the beam and the spotlight has been on her since after the World Cup, and several clubs have come to see that there is really, really a big talent in this lady, and we are glad to see her move for a bigger contract as the Mexican wave has blown upon her.
Yes, as the Mexican wave has actually blown upon her, she will be playing alongside Uchenna Kanu, who was also at the World Cup. She was playing her trade before in the Spanish Ibadola with the side Las Palmas. That was where she last played, and now she has joined Uchenna Kanu in the Mexican League for women. Pachuca FC, congratulations to Osinachi Ohale for actually making this move all the way to the American side, that is the South American region, where she will be playing her football from now on with Pachuca FC of Mexico. Now let's continue with some transfers, and let's go straight to Europe. And now let's talk some male, now no longer women. Let's talk some men's transfer right now. We will be starting with the Spanish team who are keen on a player. I know that person, that João Cancelo. Barcelona are actually keen to snap up this guy. They are offering to get him on loan, and then at the end of the loan, make the deal permanent. João Cancelo to Barcelona. Abba Michael.
Yes, of course. Cancelo is one hell of a player. I mean, if you've for those who watch football regularly, you will see Cancelo. Those who watch leagues every weekend, Cancelo is one of the top players to watch in the league, and I think it's a very good one for Barca. The team is trying to get back to the top, even though they've been dominating, but they want to solidify, their status as the leaders of the Spanish league. I think that's why they want to have a Cancelo on their squad. I believe that his appearance will really boost the squad ahead of the season that just took off.
Yes, I think they are trying to beef up the squad ahead of the season, where the season has begun, and they want to add some firepower to their defense. And for João Cancelo, he's a right winger, versatile. He can play even from the left wing, very strong, pacey, bringing good crosses, and that is what Barcelona is actually looking in this guy. Let's take this one. Let's come back to EPL now. Manchester United are closing on Johnny Evans' deal. Manchester United, Johnny Evans. This is actually a funny one, but what would Manchester United see in Johnny Evans that they want to actually sign him? He was formerly, he played for Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson before he left. Now he's back to Old Trafford. Is this a good business for Manchester United?
Well, it just shows how ugly Manchester United's transfer window has been. For a team that to be left with slimmer options and going for a player like Johnny Evans, who is way past his prime. A player that they let go a couple of seasons ago, and then all of a sudden you want the player back. It shows that there is actually crisis in the defense, or probably they want to give him a befitting exit. Maybe he really didn't leave the club on a good note, and maybe they want him to come back so that they can give him a befitting exit. But I don't know what Manchester United have seen in this player who is way past his prime.
Yes, who is way past his prime. But for Johnny Evans, well, Manchester United, they are looking for a quick fix for Harry Maguire that they think will still leave the club before the transfer window closes. And if he doesn't leave, they want to see how they can get Johnny Evans and add to the number of defenders, the likes of Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane in that order, and see if they can at least show up their backline a bit. Okay, let's take this last one transfer on the show. Arsenal have accepted Monaco's 45 million euros offer for Folarin Balogun this guy is young. He is a Nigerian, but he's playing he is playing for the United States of America. That is where he plays for. That is the national team he plays for. But now Arsenal have accepted a 45 million euros from Monaco for the services of Folarin Balogun. He was on loan. He was loaned out, and now they are trying to do a permanent business for Folarin Balogun. I don't know if this decision from Arsenal to let Folarin Balogun leave is a good one.
Yes, I believe it's a good one. I mean, Arsenal has spent over 200 million euros in the last transfer window, and I think they needed to recoup back some of their monies. And I think 45 million is not a bad deal at all. Letting him go to Monaco, after all, he was able to score 21 goals last season, I think, on loan, and he's able to prove himself that he's a poacher and a reliable scorer in front of goal. So yes, it's a good one for Arsenal, even though the Arsenal team itself still needs another top striker if they really want to compete this season. I wonder why they will let him go instead of giving him an opportunity. But well, since they want to get some money, I just hope the strike force they have in Gabriel Jesus, of course, Martinelli, Odegaard, I hope that, and then of course Saka, I hope that combination will be give the supply the goals needed for this season. After all, two of them were shortlisted for a player, PFA Player of the Year. So I believe Arsenal is comfortable with the strike force. But then I believe that it's a good one for Arsenal.
It's a good one for us now. Okay, before I let you go, Abba Michael, let's take this on the flip side. Quickly on Tome Amusan, what was your take? Were you disappointed?
Actually, when I saw Tome Amusan run in the heat, where she dropped the time of 12.48 seconds, her take-up was really, really bad. I just told those around me, I said, Kai, Tome Amusan is a far cry from her best. I think this AIU crisis is affecting her mentally. It will take the grace of God for her to even get a medal. And then when I saw her in the semis, I saw the way the eventual winner, Danielle Williams, closed in on her, and she narrowly won the semis in 12.56. And then I saw the way Kendra Harrison was running through the heats and semis. She had the fastest time, world lead. And then Camacho Queen, who has one kind of blistering finish, the Olympic champion, I knew that Tome Amusan was in trouble. As a matter of fact, I even predicted that she may not get a medal because her takeoff was bad. And then there's a mental, there's a psychological boost she needed, and I think she wasn't able to get it. But I believe that she will get her axe back. We want to see her become the Olympic champion next year. So let her just forget about this. She let 200 million Nigerians down, but I believe she still has what it takes to bounce back against Paris Olympics.
Yes, you believe, and we also believe. I also believe that Tome Amusan have what it takes to bounce back. This is not the end of it. These are one of the things when it comes to sport. But the AIU was not helpful to Tome Amusan's performance at this championship. But at the end of the day, she should take solace of even getting to the final at all. It's a good one. Abba Michael, that is where we'll leave it on the show Sports Update this evening. Thanks for doing justice to all of the stories that we had this evening.
Yes, thank you very much. You're always the best.
Okay, that is it on the Sports Update. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Thanks for watching.